Hello and welcome to the Collegian News. I'm Melissa Ramirez.
And I'm Clady Quesada.
Proposals in the Texas legislature would reduce financial aid. The Student Government Association was told of the situation during its meeting Tuesday. Clady Quesada fills us in.
University officials are alerting the Student Government Association to possible cuts in financial assistance because of Texas's financial crisis. Financial Aid Loan Program Coordinator Cami Penrod said the Texas Pell Grant Program is one of those programs that is in jeopardy. Penrod also mentioned that a bill in the Texas legislature would limit the amount of funds for a returning student.
TSC student can get about $890 per semester. UTB student can get $3,390 per semester. They're looking at cutting those in half. So that would drastically impact the students that are on Texas Grant right now.
Cutbacks will also impact the existing House Bill 1403 and Senate Bill 1528, which provide assistance to non-resident students. UTB TSC students who are recipients of funding from the Scorpion Scholars, Imagine College, Top 10%, and the Texas Work Study programs will also be affected by the proposed cutbacks by the Texas legislature. As for the Texas Work Study program, she said that even though it's not a large program, the campus would still lose about 13 students out of 24 who are part of it if the cutbacks are made by the state. Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students Mari Fuentes Martin, who coordinates Scorpion Scholars, said the program will proceed as usual.
That right now we're planning to go status quo, that we'll have about 100 freshmen next fall. So we have begun recruiting, and the scholarships that we have now we intend to honor if students maintain the 30 credit hours and the 3.0 GPA. It may have to be adjusted come May when we know what the real picture is. But right now, I have been told that we should proceed as usual.
In other business, the Senate approved the appointment of former Senator-at-Large Carla Lozoya to the position of Vice President of Historical Archives. For the Collegian News, I'm Clady Quesada. Here's Rene Cardona with this week's What's Your Beef?
Every week we ask students what beef they have with school, life, and politics. Here's what some had to say.
Basically, I would say as majority of the people that go to the campus here is the parking issue, how there's either parking's too far away, there's not enough parking. My idea was to, instead of continue to buy land or continue to make parking lots here and there and having them so far away, is just to maybe possibly do a parking garage where it's multi-level, 2 or 3 levels high.
Pretty much the problem around here is that the community itself is too, secluded from trying out new things. If you go anywhere from out of Brownsville, McAllen, Harlingen, any type of music you want to try out, you can just go and just check it out, give it a shot without even considering whether or not it's rock or country or whatever it is. But that's a big issue that we have here in Brownsville. Getting people involved, giving opportunities to different things, different fields.
I think we could be more informed as students, just for the general fact that, everything that happens, we're affected, indirectly through tuition costs. There's general fees on my, statement of charges that I don't know about. And so I'd like to know more about being more informed as far as the split goes and how it's going to affect us as students. More exposure would be nice.
For the Collegian News, I'm Rene Cardona.
The Brownsville City Commission has approved the first reading of an ordinance that will prohibit texting while driving. Christine Cavazos informs us.
During Tuesday's meeting, Mayor Padamada said he first tried to pass a texting ordinance 3 years ago.
Anybody texting while driving puts themselves in danger, but also puts everybody else on the road in danger.
Under the ordinance, drivers cannot use a cellular phone or other electronic media device to view, send, or compose an electronic message or manually engage other application software while operating a motor vehicle upon any public roadway within the city, including when stopped. District 1 Commissioner Ricardo Longoria asked how an officer will execute the citation.
A witness to the violation of the city ordinance. Conduct a traffic stop, cite the individual for the violation of this ordinance if it's approved, and cite them to municipal court.
Commissioner-at-Large A. Anthony Troiani supports the ordinance but said there are many ways to get around the regulation.
If you have someone who signs off on the ticket
and says, I understand I have to appear in municipal court within so many days, the proof that they were actually texting is either going to have to come through their phone records or the actual cellular phone itself. So how do you plan on maintaining your chain of custody on this item?
Well, I mean, we're going to treat it as a violation a violation of a city ordinance based on what the officer saw. Just like the situation where the person, when an individual runs a stop sign, a stoplight, and that's all we have.
In other business, the Commission approved a motion authorizing the city manager and legal counsel to meet with Camille Playhouse officials regarding the theater's request for reimbursement of roof repairs to the building.
We did have a roof that needed repair. We had leaks coming in. We tried to resolve it the best way possible. We just had to put in our money and fix it. It did cost us $13,700. We did cut our budget from last year to this year, knowing a lot of things that were going to happen. We cut it by $100,000, but this did take a big chunk out of our budget. So what we were asking is for a reimbursement for fixing the building.
Troyani advised Shaw to get together with city officials to revise the amount of money requested and come to the City Commission in a future meeting to see what can be done. For the Collegian News, I'm Christine Cavazos.
Here's Daniel Beltran with the Student of the Week.
Hello, we are here with the UTB TSC Student of the Week, Ms. Espinosa. Could you please tell me what is your major and classification?
My major is special education and my classification should be a senior.
What is your GPA?
My GPA is a 3.3.
Why did you choose UTB TSC?
I chose because it was closest to home and because it had the career that I wanted to continue.
What do you like most about the university?
Well, I like the diversity among students and I also like the buildings.
What are your short and long-term goals?
Short-term goals will be to graduate this fall and my long-term goals will be to become a behavioral specialist.
What would you like to bring to a university?
Well, not to bring, but I like to contribute with research as I want to pursue a master's degree, so maybe as a research assistant to any professor.
What are your hobbies?
My hobbies are, well, I like to go to the movies, I like to read, I like to spend time with my friends and family.
What is your favorite class?
My favorite class, I'm taking it right now, and it's a literacy class in which teaches the environment and the literacy that we should be teaching to our students.
And could you please tell me an anecdote?
What I learned here at the university is to not stress out regarding assignments or tests because I usually freak out on every assignment when it's due like in 2 weeks. I don't know what to do, so I just relax and do what I can do.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your experiences with us. And for the Collegian News, I'm Daniel Beltran.
And with our Scorpion Sports, Louis Vera.
The UTB TSU Scorpions found a way to battle through bitter cold weather in its home opener, rallying back from a 2-0 deficit against Texas A&M International University, with runs in the 7th and 8th inning to gain a 5-2 lead in its home opener. UTB TSC lefty Matt Leffler earned the save, pitching 2 scoreless innings as the Scorpions started its 3rd consecutive season with a victory. The Scorpions will hit the road this week to start an 11-game road series.
Well, that's the news for the week. Thank you for joining us and tune in next time.
I'm Melissa Ramirez.
And I'm Clary Quesada.
Have a great day.